Wondering if you should avoid grains for your autoimmune condition? Confused when it comes to which carbohydrates you should eat to prevent a flare-up? Wish you knew which grains and starches to eat to heal autoimmune symptoms and reduce inflammation? Grains and starches can be a nutrient-rich part of your anti-inflammatory lifestyle, and it's possible to keep the right ones in your diet. I will show you exactly how I do this in this episode. If you're ready to transform how you look at carbohydrates so you can eat to heal your body, let's jump right in. Have you tried everything to eliminate autoimmune symptoms like joint pain and digestion issues without relief? Are you struggling to keep up with the demands of life due to chronic fatigue? Does chronic pain keep you from doing the things you love in life? If you are feeling defeated and hopeless, you are not alone. I am Ashley Cavolo, a busy working mom who once struggled with debilitating autoimmune symptoms. I too felt like giving up after trying every possible solution without relief from symptoms like joint pain and stiffness, painful digestion issues, relentless chronic fatigue, and embarrassing brain fog. Until it was time to stop allowing the pain to control my life. I dove into the root cause of autoimmune diseases and was shocked to find the answer is not found in endless doctor visits, harsh medications, expensive supplements, or strict food lists. The secret to healing autoimmune symptoms is found within the specific habits that reduce inflammation and heal symptoms quickly and naturally. I applied what I learned and found relief from my symptoms in a matter of weeks. 7 years later, I am living a pain-free life free of autoimmune symptoms. I turned this discovery into a self-paced program called the Autoimmune Reboot, where I share my secrets and my step-by-step process to help you heal your symptoms quickly so you can live a pain-free life. This podcast is for you if you are ready to eliminate joint pain so you can jump out of bed every morning pain-free. Heal and maintain a healthy gut so you can enjoy your favorite foods again without that uncomfortable bloat. Go from no energy and endless coffee breaks to an abundance of natural energy and stamina to tackle the day. Eliminate uncomfortable autoimmune symptoms such as bloating, brain fog, constipation, diarrhea, digestion pain, inflammation, joint stiffness, skin rashes, and many more. Living a pain-free life is easier and closer than you think. I can't wait to show you what I discovered. Refresh your coffee and let's dive in. If you are battling an autoimmune disease, you may have heard grains can be a trigger for many people. Cutting them from your life can feel like a large hole is missing from your diet. What many people don't know is you can still include grains and starches in your diet if you know which ones to choose and how to portion them properly. Grains and starches can be a nutrient-rich part of your diet, so you don't need to get rid of them completely. For thousands of years, humans have consumed grains and starches for fuel. In their natural state, also known as whole grains and starches, these foods can provide fiber, protein, B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and selenium. Examples are potatoes, brown rice, and quinoa, to name a few. Today, once grains and starches are harvested, many are then processed prior to being sold, completely stripping away the rich fiber and nutrient content. This is considered refined or processed grains and starches. Examples are white rice, white bread, and white flour. Refined grains and starches often go through processing where they are bleached and stripped with harmful chemicals to increase shelf life and improve the appearance, flavor, and texture. The final product has very little nutritional value and is high in carbohydrates. So when you consume high levels of carbohydrates without protein, fat, and nutrients to slow the digestion process, the carbs are quickly processed into glucose, a form of sugar used for energy in the body. While your body will use some of the glucose for energy, the lack of nutrients and the high levels of glucose cause more damage than good. Refined grains and starches feed bad gut bacteria. your insulin levels will increase to compensate for the overabundance of glucose. And when you continue to eat these foods, your body becomes overwhelmed trying to compensate, leading to increased inflammation. When inflammation in the body becomes chronic, your body will sound the alarm with an increase in autoimmune symptoms and diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, liver disease, dementia, and cancers, to name a few. I am happy to tell you there is a way to include grains and starches in your diet without harming your body and increasing autoimmune symptoms. When the right grains and portion sizes are consumed, they can be a powerhouse to fuel your body. You can benefit from this by following a carb-conscious diet. While this is more of a method than a diet, incorporating it into your daily meals is simpler than you think. I teach this method in my program, the Autoimmune Reboot, so you know exactly what to eat and what to avoid to help heal your autoimmune symptoms faster. You can get $100 off if you join today. This offer ends tonight at midnight, so don't miss it. I will share the link in the show notes, so be sure to get in the program today. A carb-conscious diet is one in which you select unprocessed whole foods that are naturally high in fiber and nutrients. These foods have not been processed or stripped of their vital fiber and nutrient content. The fiber in these foods are digested slower than processed carbohydrates, which help to keep your insulin levels in check. The fiber and nutrients also feed good gut bacteria and help to support a healthy gut. Together, this will help to reduce inflammation and heal autoimmune symptoms over time. A great example of a whole food grain or starch is brown rice versus white rice. Brown rice is in its whole form and contains fiber and nutrients, while white rice has been stripped of fiber and nutrients and processed with chemicals. Being aware of your serving sizes is also important to avoid a large spike in blood sugar. Grains and starches should be a small addition to your plate rather than the base of your meal. When choosing food in the grocery store like breads and crackers, look for labels that say whole grains and check ingredient labels. Incorporating healthy grains and carbohydrates can be easy by simply making a few swaps and being aware of what you are putting into your body. So here are a few tips to help you do that. Avoid processed foods. Read food labels. Choose whole grains and starches. Stick to clean whole food ingredients. Follow serving sizes to keep carbohydrate intake in check. And remember, much like sugar, refined grains and starches can cause many health issues. Reducing your carbohydrate and sugar intake is as simple as choosing nutrient-dense alternatives, staying on top of portions, and reading ingredient labels. You will not only have more energy and feel better throughout the day, your digestion will improve, and you will also reduce inflammation and find relief from chronic pain with a little consistency. If you are ready to learn how to eat and live a lifestyle that will reduce inflammation and heal your chronic pain for good, join me in the Autoimmune Reboot program where I show you exactly how to do that. Take it from someone who has been through it. Healing is possible, and I can't wait to show you how. Click the link in the show notes to get inside today and get $100 off when you order by midnight on August 7th. I will see you next week. I hope this podcast has helped you in your autoimmune journey. If you find value and inspiration in this episode, please leave a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend. When you do, you are helping this podcast reach people around the world who are ready to live a pain-free life. The information and opinions shared in this podcast are for educational and informational purposes only. The content within this podcast is not a substitute for professional care. Always seek the advice of a physician or medical professional to answer health-related questions. Implementing the advice shared on this podcast should be done at your own risk. Actions taken by listeners as a result of the content shared on this podcast is not the responsibility of the host or creator. This podcast does not endorse and is not affiliated with treatments or products mentioned in this podcast unless otherwise specified. Products or treatments treatments shared in this podcast are for informational purposes only. Always seek the advice of a medical professional for answers to product or treatment questions. All content, including but not limited to text, graphics, logos, and material shared under the Autoimmune Reboot podcast, is protected by copyright and all applicable laws. Any kind of unauthorized distribution or use of this content is strictly prohibited and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Listening to this podcast is acknowledging your agreement with these terms.